Good morning, ma'am. My name is Arnold J. Mulde, BIT1B, and today let's talk about strong points of utilitarianism. 5 strong points of utilitarianism. Number 1, utilitarianism is pragmatic and focuses on the consequences of an action. So, utilitarianism would not care whether an action done out of deception, lie, or manipulation as long as it produces maximum benefits to many people. Number 2, for many people, happiness is an important part of decision making as it is their main aim in life. Yes, because the key principle of utilitarianism is happiness. Number 3, this theory treats everyone equally regardless of emotional or social attachment. Just like the famous movie Robin Hood, he steals properties to the wealthy people, give it to the poor. In Christian ethics, Robin Hood's act is immoral because it deprived the wealthy people the right that is due to them, while in utilitarianism, Robin Hood's act is morally good because it produces maximum benefits that is the greatest happiness to the majority of the people. Number 4, simple to follow, just greatest happiness for the greatest number. So, in utilitarianism, an act is good or morally right if it produces greatest happiness, greatest number of people, and bad or immoral if it produces more harm or pain than benefits of happiness to the greatest number of people. And lastly, number 5, Bentham provided humans with a way to measure happiness through the philosophic calculus. Philosophic calculus measures the degree of happiness or pleasure that a specific action may produce, also called utility calculus or hedonistic calculus. It also includes intensity, duration, certainty, propinquity, fecundity, purity, and extent. The intense the pleasure, the better. The longer it lasts, the better. The more certain that it will happen, the better. The closer that it will occur, the better. The greater the possibility that it will be followed by another pleasure, the better. The purer the pleasure, the better. The greater the numbers of people that it benefit, the better.
Weak points of utilitarianism. 5 weak points. Utilitarianism seeks to predict the consequence of an action which is impossible. Some claim Bentham committed the naturalistic fallacy of deriving an out from an is. Utilitarianism fails to identify that we have certain duties or obligations to others. Happiness is subject, whereas someone may find happiness in cake, another may find it in murder. Using the philosophic calculus to calculate the greatest happiness for the greatest number in impractical. Utilitarianism is a philosophical view or theory about how we should evaluate a wide range of things that involve choices that people face.
Good day everyone, I'm back again. I'm Sydney Barquilia, and to further understand our report, I will be presenting to you an ethical issue and we'll try to solve this by using the theory or framework we just reported about the utilitarianism. And here's the issue. Let's imagine you are a doctor driving to a patient, a young mother who is about to give birth. It looks like she will need a cesarean section. It is late at night and you come across a car accident on the country road you're traveling on. 2 cars are involved in the accident and both drivers are unconscious and have visible injuries. One of the men is the father of the child you are going to deliver, and the other man is very old. You do not know the extent of their injuries, but in your opinion, without immediate medical help, one or both may die. So, mauto siya no nga, imagine ninyo nga, kamo ang doctor and syempre, you are driving to a patient bitaw padong sa hospital and ang patient kay inyohang ipaadto sa hospital is a young mother who needs a cesarean section. However, pagpadong na ninyo sa hospital, you got into an accident and 2 cars were involved and 2 of the drivers kay unconscious and have visible injuries. So one of the victim bitaw atong accident is ang father sa katong young mother nga nag-need og cesarean section. Ang usa is an old man. So kay wa man kakahibaw kung unsay dapat buhaton or unsay mga dapat kinahanglanon bitaw ato nga mga tao nga na injury, but para sa imuhang opinion lang nga without medical help jud usa or ang duha sa ilaha jud kay mamatay jud. So now you are faced sa kanang utilitarianism and there are 3 possible solutions. First is you help the young mother who's about to give birth. Second, you help the young woman's husband. Or the third, you help the old man. So you as a utilitarianism kay na kay 3 solutions, 3 possible solutions. So na explain diri bitaw no as utilitarianism kung unsa gyud dapat nato nga unahon og i-priority. So since we're dealing man no sa ethical issue, so nag-need gyud siya solution. And one of the solution nga gigamit diri is ang philosophic calculus, which is it is a framework that calculates the pleasure that some actions can produce. It also allows the evaluation of all actions and their resultant pleasure. So sa katunga issue, the outcome of philosophic calculus would suggest, una, attending to the mother first is your primary concern as the doctor. The death of both mother and child is almost a certainty if you do not act now, whereas the death of the man is uncertain. Furthermore, the pain of the mother is clearly greater than that of the man at this time. There is a greater richness and purity in saving the life of a young child who has, its all probability, a long happy life ahead. Therefore, the extent and duration of the utility created by these 2 people is a clear likelihood. So, sa kanino nga, sa philosophic calculus, gisuggest gyud nga, unahon gyud ang young mother nga pag-save kaysa sa 2 nga young men kay duha baya ka buok lives ang ma-save if unahon na nimo siya, the child and also the mother. So, mas daghan ang, dako bito ang pleasure kaysa tagsa-tagsa ra nga life ang imuhang ma-save. So, since we're dealing man no sa ethical issue, so nag-need gyud siya solution. And one of the solution nga gigamit diri is ang philosophic calculus, which is it is a framework that calculates the pleasure that some actions can produce. It also allows the evaluation of all actions and their resultant pleasure. So sa katunga issue, the outcome of philosophic calculus would suggest, una, attending to the mother first is your primary concern as the doctor. The death of both mother and child is almost a certainty if you do not act now, whereas the death of the man is uncertain. Furthermore, the pain of the mother is clearly greater than that of the man at this time. There is a greater richness and purity in saving the life of a young child who has, its all probability, a long happy life ahead. Therefore, the extent and duration of the utility created by these 2 people is a clear likelihood. So, sa kanino nga, sa philosophic calculus, gisuggest gyud nga, unahon gyud ang young mother nga pag-save kaysa sa 2 nga young men kay duha baya ka buok lives ang ma-save if unahon na nimo siya, the child and also the mother. So, mas daghan ang, dako bito ang pleasure kaysa tagsa-tagsa ra nga life ang imuhang ma-save. So, attending to the young husband is the next priority. The pleasure of a new family, its intensity, duration, extent, richness, and purity are all clear probabilities. If, as a doctor, you attend him first, his wife and child would in all probability die. So, mamatay gyud, delikado kaayo siya if unahon nimo ang young man. The man would then experience pain. So mo na ang pleasure calculus, which is ang opposite sa pleasure, which is pain na hinuniyang mabati. The pain experienced by the widowed husband is likely to outstrip any pleasure to be gained from continued life without his loved ones. So lastly, attending to the old man is the last priority. The duration and certainty of his future pleasure are questionable owing to his age. He has all but lived his life, so ang old man is the last priority gyud sa kaning theory sa philosophy calculus, sa kaning pagsolve aning ethical issue, because giingon diri nga wala gyud sure bitaw if ang iyahang health kay maoki pa tungod sa iyahang panuigon pod, and he has lived his life naman pod og daghan na siyang experience or mga obstacles nga naagian sa iyahang life. And this is sometimes known as the good innings or argument, according to which the older you are, the less claim you have to life. So mao to siya no nga kay tiguang naman, so mas maayo jud nga adto na lang sa mas bata-bata or mas taas pa nga panahon bitaw ang ihatag nga kana nga chance to live.